Good morning and welcome to today's delightful insight. I am your host, Joseph Sikehio, and today is a pleasure to come to you with a thought and with a word right from the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 3, from verse 1 to 3. And today we are looking at the context or a lesson from the letter or the letter writing. Have you ever written a letter? Certainly you have, in one way or another. These days, maybe we are more conversant with emails. But in the letter writing, a letter has three things that I believe and I perceive that those three elements of a letter, they transcend the letter writing into reality of life. A letter, as we shall see in this text, will have a context. A letter will have the content, and a letter will have the credit or who wrote that letter. And today we shall read and we shall see we are the letter that the word of God is saying. We carry a message. We carry something that can influence and can shape our environment, can shape people's lives. We are the letter. And listen to this word from 2 Corinthians chapter 3 from verse 1. Are we beginning to commend ourselves again? Or do we need, as some do, letters of recommendation to you or from you? Verse 2, you yourselves are our letter of recommendation, written on our hearts, to be known and to be read by all. There is a broadcasting sense of a letter, taking message from one point to other points. So a letter does that. And you show that you are a letter from Christ, delivered by us, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God, not on tablets of stone, but on tablets of human hearts. Such is the confidence that we have through Christ toward God. So the Apostle Paul is saying, he's talking to these believers and he's saying, because in those days there are people who are starting to say, Apostle Paul is not a real apostle. And there are people who are saying, we are the real apostles. And they were recommending themselves to churches. And then Apostle Paul is saying, asking, now, do we need letters? Do we need recommendation letters? And those of us who have gone through colleges and through some courses, we seek recommendation letters, even from an employment where you are part of. When you leave, you want a recommendation letter, something to go and present somewhere and to speak on your behalf. But now the Bible is telling us, instead of having external letters, we are the letters. We are the letters, and there is a context of that letter. That letter is written to display something, to communicate something. And from this context, the letter that is you and me, we are written by the Spirit of God. If we be in Christ Jesus, we are a letter written to communicate the glory of God, to communicate the beauty of God, to show to our world, to show to our relatives and friends and workmates, to reveal something to them that they did not initially know from God himself. And so the Bible is saying you are a letter, and it's not written by human hands or with letters, with human ink. It is not written on paper. That letter is written in the heart, in personality, in the inside, and it needs to come out. So my friend, the delightful insight for today is, if me and you are letters, if you are a letter, you have a context, and the context of my life, the context of your life is very important. Context is the general idea, the general meaning, and